¿Alguna vez has dudado entre decir I like to work o I like working en medio de una reunión importante o cuando redactas un correo clave? Esa pequeña decisión gramatical puede cambiar el tono, el significado y la naturalidad de tu inglés profesional. Hoy, en este primer episodio de Grammar Power, Inglés Real para Pros, vamos a aclarar de una vez por todas cuándo usar un gerundio y cuándo un infinitivo para que puedas comunicarte con confianza, claridad y precisión. Y por cierto, en el próximo episodio hablaremos de quantifiers o cómo sonar preciso sin sonar frío. Pero hoy empezamos fuerte con una de las dudas más comunes, incluso en niveles intermedios y avanzados. Before we get into the details, let's make sure the basics are crystal clear. Gerunds are verb plus ing forms that function as nouns. For example, reading helps me relax. Here, reading is treated like an activity, like the act of reading. Infinitives are to plus verb forms. We often use them to express purpose, intention, or preference. For example, I want to learn more. Here, to learn expresses the goal. Keep this distinction in mind. Gerunds, activities. Infinitives, purposes or intentions. Let's start with gerunds. We use gerunds after certain verbs, especially when we're talking about activities, habits, or preferences. For example, I enjoy working with international teams. Or, she admitted making a mistake in the report. Or, we avoided sending mixed messages. When you see enjoy, admit, or avoid, you can be sure you'll see a gerund. We also use gerunds as subjects or objects in a sentence, just like nouns. For example, working remotely requires discipline. Or, he mentioned attending the conference next month. Notice the rhythm. I enjoy working with international teams. The ing form becomes the object of the verb. Now let's look at infinitives. We use them mainly to talk about goals, intentions, or decisions. We use them after certain verbs. For example, I want to work remotely next year. Or, they decided to implement the new policy. Or, she refused to share the figures. When you see want, decide, or refuse, you can be sure you'll see the infinitive. When you want to say why someone does something, use the infinitive. For example, she called to confirm the schedule. This sounds clear and professional. She called confirming the schedule. This can sound a bit awkward or unnatural. Infinitives often answer the question why. Why did she call? To confirm. Finally, there are some verbs where both forms are grammatically correct, but the meaning changes, and these differences can be crucial in professional communication. For example, the verb stop. You could say, I stopped working at 7 p.m., and that means I've finished my work. You could also say, I stopped to work at 7 p.m. That means you stopped something else in order to start working. Same verb, two different structures, two completely different meanings. Other verbs like remember, forget, and try also behave this way. For example, I remembered to send the report, meaning I didn't forget to do it. Or you could say, I remembered sending the report, which means I recall doing it. Remember, gerunds refer to the activity itself. Infinitives refer to the goal or purpose. Some verbs allow both, and that's where precision matters. So here's a brief summary. We use gerunds after certain verbs or when treating actions as things. We use infinitives after certain verbs or to express purpose and intention. Notice some verbs change meaning depending on the form. All right, now it's your turn to put this into practice. Here's how it works. First, I'll say a verb. Then I'll read a sentence with a blank. When you hear the pause, decide whether the blank should be a gerund or an infinitive. I'll pause again so you can think about your answer, and then I'll give you the correct answer and the full sentence. Say your answer confidently, even if you're not sure. This is how you train your instincts. Ready? Let's go. Number 1, meet. I suggested earlier next week. The correct answer, meeting. I suggested meeting earlier this next week. Number 2, move. We agreed the deadline. The correct answer is to move. We agreed to move the deadline. Number 3, give. She avoided a direct answer. The correct answer is giving. She avoided giving a direct answer. Number 4, check. I stopped my email before the meeting. The correct answer is to check. I stopped to check my email before the meeting. Number 5, hire. They decided a new consultant. The correct answer is to hire. They decided to hire a new consultant. And finally, number 6, work. I enjoy with international teams. The correct answer, working. I enjoy working with international teams. Great work! This quick drill trains your ear to recognize patterns and helps you produce them more confidently in real situations. Dominar gerundios e infinitivos no es solo una regla gramatical más, es una herramienta clave para sonar claro, natural y profesional en cada reunión, presentación o correo. Si encontraste útil este episodio, considera suscribirte para no perderte las próximas entregas de Grammar Power, Inglés Real para pros. Para obtener el documento Adéntrate en el episodio, con ejercicios prácticos adicionales, envíanos un mensaje por WhatsApp directamente desde beingles.ca. Y si quieres acceder a más recursos gratuitos o agendar tu llamada de estrategia gratuita, visita la misma página y da el siguiente paso en tu camino hacia un inglés profesional más sólido. Gracias por escuchar.